everyone, and welcome to Start with Hala 44. Thank you all for joining me this week. And actually, it's sort of like a special story, I guess. We are going to be having our last one for the rest of the summer because I am going to be traveling to Jordan to meet my family for the first time in 3 years, and I'm very excited. So I will be gone for about 6 to 8 weeks, and so 6 to 8 stories will be missed, but I will come back after the summer. So we're going to try to make this story as fun as possible, and really, I really don't know the word in English, but I'm just going to say in Arabic, استغل for the time that we have together. So let's start with a quote, a summer quote. When the days get longer, the stars shine brighter, your hair gets lighter, the water gets warmer, the music gets louder, and life gets better. Summer. And this quote is the maker of this quote is unknown, so we don't know who it is, but who made this quote, but it is a very nice one. So today for the book that we're going to be reading is Slug Days, the book that we've been reading for I think the past first story. We just started this book, and we are on chapter 4 now. So let me share my screen. Okay. Let's start reading Slug Days. Tuesday was a butterfly day. I didn't flip my lid at school once, and Miss Patel put a sticker on my agenda. That was my 6th sticker, which meant Mom took me to get ice cream. Miss Patel thought I listened at school to get the sticker. Mom thought I listened to get the ice cream. They were both wrong. When we arrived at the ice cream store, I ran to the counter. Mom thought I took a long time deciding on my ice cream choice because there were so many flavors. She was wrong about that too. I love the ice cream store because of the goo on the counter. Yeah. There was a groove at the ice cream counter where people's ice cream dripped, and they couldn't clean it out. I ran my fingers through the gooey bits while I pretended to decide on a flavor. The bits were squishy and stretchy, like rubber bands. I loved to see how far I could stretch them. What's it gonna be, Lauren? Mom asked. Cookie dough? No, I said, pulling my fingers through the goo. Double chocolate chip? I shook my head and moved down the counter, dragging my fingers in the groove. Time to decide, Mom said. I moved another step down the counter, but this time my fingers stayed behind. Uh-oh, I said, tugging at them. What's wrong? Mom asked. My fingers are stuck. Mom closed her eyes and breathed in and out through her nose. I told her huffing like a bear wouldn't solve her problems. She didn't like that very much. Pull harder, she said. So it seems to me that the mom isn't being very patient. I tried. They're still stuck. My insides started to go all wobbly. What if I can't get them out? I didn't want to live in the ice cream store forever. It smelled good, and there weren't any teachers or mean kids, but I wouldn't be able to eat any ice cream because my fingers were stuck. Mom yanked my arms. My fingers popped out of the groove. Ow! I yelled, but the hurt didn't last long. Long, stretchy globs of pralines and ice and cream dangled from my fingers. Pralines and cream it is, I said. 2 scoops. On Wednesday, after I tied the bows on my shoes, I reached inside my desk to feel a sticky spot where my orange juice had spilled one time. Every day, the spot changed a little bit. The day it spilled, it was as sticky as slug slime. Every day after that, it felt dustier and more slippery. But today, all I felt was smooth, cold metal. I ran my hand on the other side of the desk. Maybe I'd made a mistake? No. I checked the outside of my desk. Maybe I'd sat on the wrong one? No, my name was still taped to the front of it. I pushed my chair back and stuck my eye up to the inside of my desk. It was clean. The custodian cleared my desk, I called. Raise your hand, Lauren, Miss Patel said. Raise my hand. Someone cleaned my desk. Miss Patel pressed her lips together. Wait until I call on you. That's a warning. I clamped my hand over my mouth. 3 warnings in a day meant no sticker in my agenda. We did language arts until recess. I tried to hurry and let my thoughts flow like Miss Patel wanted me to. I tried not to erase my words too many times, but my G's and P's kept staying above the line, and I knew they were supposed to dip below. I wasn't a baby anymore, and I didn't want my printing to look like a preschooler's, so I erased the words until I got them right. I erased and I erased one word 3 times, and my eraser made a hole in my paper. I thought I might flip my lid, so I pulled out my squishy ball to help me calm down. It was part of my plan, and Miss Patel wasn't allowed to tell me to stop. Squishing the ball against my hand made me feel better. So I did it some more. I started tossing it from hand to hand because I felt really good when it landed. And then I started throwing it up in the air and catching it with both hands because it felt good when it landed in both hands at the same time. And then I started saying whoosh, whoosh each time the squishy ball went up and down. Miss Patel caught it when it was in the air. Hey, give it back. The ball is part of my plan. Miss Patel took a deep breath. She looked right in my eyes. I looked around the room. The other kids were all staring at me too. So I looked back into her eyes. Squishing the ball is part of your plan. Throwing it is not. Can you make a good choice? I wanted to flip my lid and rip my paper. Throwing the ball was a much better choice than that. Couldn't she see how grown up and responsible I was being? Before I could explain, she asked again, "Can I trust you with the ball?" Yes. She put it back on my desk and I grabbed it, but it didn't feel as good anymore. I want a ball too, Dan said. How come I don't get a ball? Miss Patel stood up and pinched her nose between her fingers. She was like my mom that way. She thought it would make her feel better. She needed her own squishy ball. No, Daniel, you may not. Get back to your writing, please. The recess bell will be going soon. By the time the bell rang, I had written 2 beautiful sentences. Miss Patel looked at them and sighed. Your printing is lovely, Lauren, but I know you had a head full of great ideas. Excuse me, I don't know what just happened. Okay, let's continue on. There was someone ringing on the computer, so let's just continue on with the story. Why don't you try writing those ideas down? She didn't understand. I wanted to write them down, but those G's and P's kept getting in the way. I could have written a story with no G's or P's, but then I couldn't write about going anywhere or doing anything. And I couldn't write about penguins or dogs or elephants. And I didn't like cats. Miss Patel didn't make me stay at recess to write more today. I think she wanted to get upstairs and have a coffee with the other teachers. After dinner, Dad took the baby for a walk to get her to sleep. Mom said, the dishes can wait. You and I need to spend some time on insectia. Just like that, my day turned into a butterfly day. I ran to the craft closet and threw open the door. My mom slid insectia off of the top shelf and carried it with 2 hands to the kitchen table. I put the supply bin beside it. What should we work on tonight? Mom asked. I considered the question. We'd made pod houses for the caterpillars, a swimming pool for the water striders, and a spittlebug restaurant. Maybe we should mix it for spiders, Mom asked. Spiders aren't insects. They're arachnids. This is insectia, not arachnia. How about honeybees? She asked. They're insects and important to have around. I nodded. Bees, but no wasps. They sting and they sure don't make honey. I'm sure they have a purpose in our world, Mom said, but I haven't figured out what it is yet. No wasps and insectia. They don't have a purpose here. I pointed to an empty corner of our world. The bees can live here. Will we build them hives? Houses, I said. Each room will be a hexagon. A hexagon has 6 sides. That is the shape of a cell inside a beehive. I pulled a piece of cardboard and a box cutter out of the supply bin. What are the rules? Mom asked. Use the mat, watch my fingers, and close the knife when I'm done. Good. You may start. Using the box cutter made me feel very grown up, but I had to say the rules every time we worked on insectia. Miss Patel never let me use a knife at school. Knives were not part of my safety plan. How do I make a hexagon? Mom passed me a ruler. Cut 6 pieces exactly the same size. I'll help you fit them together. I worked on measuring while Mom took out the clay and began rolling pieces of yellow onto little balls. That was how we worked. I built the houses, and she built the insects. We made that plan after pieces of clay got stuck under my fingers and made me itch, and my fingers bled because I picked them so much. Mom looked at her watch. We have 45 minutes before it's time for bed. I frowned. I didn't like bedtime, but I did like Mom telling me how much time we had. It was part of my safety plan at home. Mom gave me lots of warning, and then I didn't flip my lid when she told me time was up. Fitting the hexagon pieces together was hard. They didn't make perfect hexagon shapes the way I wanted. Mom reached over to help me, but I batted her hand away. I heard her huffing like a bear again. I didn't want to flip her lid and stop working on insectia, so I'd let her help me. When she held the first two pieces together, it was easier, and soon I had 2 bedrooms and a kitchen for the bees. "You'd better get busy on making those bees," I said. "I'll paint the house." Dad came home with the baby just as Mom said 10 minutes left. I didn't want to waste any time, so I didn't say anything to Dad. He stood beside me. "What do you say when someone comes into the room, Lauren?" "Hello," I said, "and where do you look?" I breathed the way Mom does. Put down my paintbrush and looked at Dad. "Hello." I looked at the baby. "Hello." She was asleep in the front pack, with her legs dangling like 2 sausage links. She didn't answer me. I went back to painting. 8 minutes, Mom said. "Nice hexagons," Dad said. "They are very regular." "They aren't regular. They are special beehive hexagons." I showed him my excellent black and yellow stripes painting job. Dad smiled. "Regular is a math word. It means the sides and angles are all the same." "Oh," I said. That was what I wanted. It was hard. Mom helped. 2 minutes, Mom said. I rushed to finish my painting and accidentally globbed back paint all over the front of the bee kitchen. "No!" I cried. All my work was ruined. My face grew hot and lava started to bubble and boil inside of me. I could feel angry steam filling my head. Mom sucked in a deep breath like she was going to blow up a balloon. My volcano was about to erupt. I opened my mouth to scream and lifted the paintbrush to throw. Dad caught my arm and held it. "That's a nice door you just painted." "What?" "See?" He outlined the smear that I made. It did look like a bee-shaped door. I nodded. The volcano cooled off. "I need to give it a doorknob." I dabbed a yellow dot on the smear. Mom let out a big whoosh of air. "Cleanup time," she said. Chapter 9. On Thursday, I went to see Mrs. Lagorio in room 272. She told me that her name meant the green lizard in Italian. It was a good thing she was a very pretty lady. Imagine she had old skin and looked like a lizard. When I arrived, she said we could be working on having conversations. We practiced where to stand when talking to a friend. She made me stand up and pretend to talk to her. "Why do we need to practice this?" I asked. "I know how to talk to people." "Sometimes other people don't like it if you stand too close to them," Miss Lagorio said. I didn't understand what she was talking about. I never stood too close to people. Miss Lagorio put her hands on my shoulders and nudged me backward a few steps. "That's a good distance to stand." "But now I have to talk louder," I said in my outside voice. Miss Lagorio smiled. "No, honey, I can hear you just fine in your regular voice," she told me, to hold my arm out straight. "That's how far you should stand." After we practiced, she let me have a jelly bean because I listened so well, and she let me look at Where's Waldo for an extra 10 minutes.
You.
Oh, sorry. We just read chapter 9. I don't know why it says that again. I do think we should stop because we have to have enough time for the craft, and we have read a lot. So I hope you guys enjoyed what we have of Slug Days, because it's gonna be the last chapter that we're gonna be reading in a while. So let's start on the craft. Let me share my screen. Oh my god, I see this ad all
Let's
the
see
time.
if we can work a little magic with all this noise.
Hi guys, I'm the Kids Planner, and in this video, I'm going to teach you how to make a paper airplane. Let's get to it. So you take a piece of paper.
Oh, before I continue on with the video, you do need to have some paper with you. Printer paper is easier to fold, usually, and it's lighter, so it's easier to fly. So, let's start. I'm going to be pausing at every step he says.
And fold it in half the long way.
So half the long way. Let's go ahead and do that now. And it's your paper airplane ends up looking and working nicer if you have very crisp folds and very crisp lines. So we'll try to make that as accurate as possible. It's a bit hard making exact crisp folds, but if we want our paper airplane to end up nice, we're gonna have to. Okay, there we go.
And make a crease. We unfold the piece of paper. We line up this edge with the crease.
Line up this edge with the crease.
And we do the same thing on the other side. Now we fold again, line up this edge with the crease.
I'm going to pause it for you. It should look like a little bit of a house, like this. And then we're going to take it and line up this edge with the crease. Okay. We do that same for the other side. Okay, let's unpause the video.
We fold it in. We do the same thing on the other side. Now, the plane should look like this. If it doesn't, rewind the video and see what you did wrong. You got it. Now you fold the plane up again and flatten out the edges. Now, to make...
Okay, we're going to fold the plane and flatten out the edges, make sure they are accurate and very crisp. Okay,
make the wings. So we line up this edge with the bottom edge, make a fold. The front's gonna be a little difficult, but you got that.
okay. Let's do that now. And I know many of you guys already know how to make a paper airplane, but if you're a person like me who does not know how to make a paper airplane, this is for you, and it's actually very fun making them. And there's a fun activity you can do with them, which I will tell you at the end when we're done making our paper airplane.
Now we flip over the plane and do the same thing on the other side.
Do the same thing on the other side. All right, and there we go.
Now we have our plane. Let's go try it out. But before we start flying, we need to lift up the wings a little. Forms a small V at the back. And curl up the ends of the wing if you want. Now, let's see how he flies. That was pretty good. Let's do some more flights.
So this is actually really fun to throw it out, and if you have like a dog or some kind of pet like that likes playing fetch, maybe a cat that likes being outside, which is, I don't usually see that in cats, but if you have a cat that likes playing fetch or a dog, when you throw it, they're gonna go want to catch it, and it's really funny to throw it and see their attempts at running towards it. And you know, when I throw anything for my dog, especially he loves paper, even though the countless amount of toys we have for him, but he loves playing with paper instead. And so whenever we throw anything, he starts barking and going towards it. So it's really funny to play with pets. And let's test it out. I'm gonna move my screen a little bit towards here so you can see where I'm throwing. It's not a very long distance, but it does work, and it's better if you have it outside because the wind helps it go farther. So now for the fun activity, first you're gonna need, you're gonna need to make a bunch more of these paper airplanes for this activity, and you're also gonna need to go somewhere that there's concrete, like maybe on your driveway if your driveway is clear, or at a park nearby. So we're going to draw sort of like a little, first you're going to have to make a name for your airline. Yes, we're going to be drawing it and designing it to look like a real airplane. So we have to make up a name for your airline. I really can't think of, okay, well, how about we'll make it, international barbarian. I think that's a real word. I just don't know what it means. So I'm just gonna. It sounds funny though. Barbarian airline. International Barbarian Airline. We have it written on the side, and we're going to write it on the other side. International Barbarian Airline. And if you haven't caught on, the reason why I'm making paper airplanes is because, airplane. I'm using an airplane to go to Jordan, So, we have it written on the sides, and now we're going to make up a symbol. I'm trying to think of what symbol we could have. You know what? We'll play it basic and just do a world, like draw like the earth, Okay. So that's our symbol. Earth. Okay. Boom. We have finished our airplane. So once you finish this, you're gonna have to take some chalk and go on a place where you have concrete, and you're gonna draw some roads. Like, what I mean by roads here, let me sketch it out on this little piece of paper here. So this is your concrete area. See, this is your concrete area. Okay, we have concrete here, and you're gonna draw some runways. Oh, that's the word I was looking for. Runways. I'm gonna do another runway. Okay, perfect. So now we have our 2 runways. Now you're gonna draw some destinations. Like over here, for example, on the side, we'll draw a palm tree. And here, on our palm tree, this is Hawaii. Keep in mind you're doing all this on concrete, not on paper. So over here we have Hawaii. We'll draw the Eiffel Tower over here. I don't know what the Eiffel Tower looks like, actually. I've drawn the Eiffel Tower many times, but okay, there we go. I tried. Okay, we go to Paris / France. And now we draw, I'll try to draw a moose for Canada. Oh yeah, I'm not good at drawing animals. Oh, I keep on getting notifications, sorry about that. Okay, and here is our moose. I'll try to draw him big antlers. Yeah, that did not work out. Poor moose. He looks very terrified, but whatever. Canada. Let's just say that we weren't in Canada right here. And what else will we draw? We could draw a pyramid for Egypt. Or maybe several pyramids. Okay. So now that we have Egypt down, we have a bunch of our destinations. And now we are going to, and you have your paper airplanes too, and you're going to have this as the international airport. Okay, and you're going to map out where everything is. Like, okay, first we're going to draw, the little symbol for our airline. And obviously you're going to have several airplanes taking the runway. And so also you can put them like a runway 1, runway 2. And here's our airport. So there's going to be little places, like for example, we have the bathrooms, and there's going to be little problems everywhere. Like for example, you need to install air fresheners in the bathrooms, or the hand dryer isn't working, and there's going to need to be like people to fix it. And it's like a fun little airplane game you can play with your paper airplanes. You are going to have several people with it. So if you have friends or family, it's actually pretty fun. I remember I did something like this in the 3rd grade. So it's kind of like a fun a game you can play with chalk if you're bored and you want to do something with your paper airplanes. You are going to have a lot of airplanes with you. But like if you want, here's our bathrooms. Here's our office. You can have someone in charge of everything, and you'll have like, I don't know, assistants and workers. So it's a really fun game you can play with chalk and all these paper airplanes. And I loved playing it with all my classmates back in the 3rd grade. So I think my little brother Khalid would enjoy that very much too. So it's actually a pretty fun game, and you can like make like let's just call them blueprints like this for your airport that you're gonna build with chalk. But you are gonna need like a lot of space. If you have like a park nearby, you can do that, but it might wash away the day after because I don't know, people clean the concrete or something. I don't know. But it's actually a very fun game to play. So I'm gonna save my blueprints. I'm gonna write airport blueprints. And I'm sure everyone has a little bit of chalk laying around. And if you don't, Dollarama, boom, you can get like a pack of like 50 Crayola colors for the chalk. And yeah, I'm going to take my paper airplane and make more. And so it's a fun little activity you can do over this weekend or any free time that you have, because schools are done, and I'm sure kids are bored. On what to do during the summer if you're not already traveling. So this is a very fun activity. And that is the end of our last story with Hala before summer. Thank you so much all for joining me. I will not be seeing you for another 6 to 8 weeks. So I hope you enjoyed this story, and I will see you all after the summer. I hope you have an amazing summer vacation. Be sure to, again, I don't know the word in English, استغل your time, and maybe go to the beach or go on hikes or something, and do a lot of fun stuff this summer before we go back into lockdown. So I'll see you all after the summer, and I hope you enjoy your summer vacations. مع السلامة.